And guess what? We're back. We are back and we are live. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, fellow gamers. Welcome back, fellow rumblers. Welcome back. Welcome to my live stream. Welcome back. So, what are we going to watch today? Well, it has been like a few days. I was like really focused on what I was doing in Second Life. I was making some new items for the Halloween. I'm not selling my items my items are not expensive. They're actually very cheap. My daughter is like super surprised to learn that I'm selling items for as low as $8 Linden. The cost of uploading a texture, if it's not 2K or 4K, the cost is like $10 Linden. So selling an item for $8 Linden, to make a profit, I'll have to sell at least 2 of them. If I make an item and it only sold twice, or only sold once in its lifetime, then it's a loss. Okay, I unfortunately I closed the window. There was this window that I opened, and now it's gone. Okay, let me find where it is. It has something to do with Godot or Godot. Okay, there is some kind of issue happening with Godot. Godot or Godot is like it's like Unity or Unreal 5. It's a game engine. The difference is it's also free. The difference is that it's open source. And it has been appearing in my timeline in X, and it seems that those who are running Godot or Godot, they're a bunch of assholes as well. As you know, I'm not very fond of assholes. I'm trying to find the post in X again. There was this list of content creators that created videos regarding the drama. I guess I'll just call it drama. Of content creators. Okay, so I was searching for the list in X because that's where I saw it. So, so instead of trying to find it, because it's really hard to find things once you lose track of what you've seen in X, it's still there, but it's really hard to find. X needs a better, better way of searching things. Anyway, so I went to YouTube and just opened YouTube and searched for it. Godot, there you go. A political engine causes outrage. An apolitical. So when you say apolitical, it means you are not political. It's not that hard. But again, the problem with assholes, I'm going to say it again. The problem with assholes is that they don't understand words. I'm not a native English speaker, and yeah, there are English words that I don't understand. Especially big words, because my vocabulary is not that wide or expansive. There are words I wouldn't understand, but once I understood what a word is, it's not. After that, it's not quite hard anymore. But for some reason, native English speakers are having a really hard time understanding words like inclusive. To them, inclusive means not including everyone. If you don't agree with their ideology, then you are excluded. How is that inclusive? That is just an asshole way of thinking. Another example is with the character creator in this Wokot. So you can make ugly characters, but you can't make nice looking, beautiful characters. How is that inclusive? And the assholes, the mentally retarded assholes, they're like praising it. Oh, it's so inclusive. But how is it inclusive? Again, I have no problems if you want to make ugly looking characters, but the problem is you're preventing those who want to make beautiful and good looking characters from creating them. It is your God-given right, even though you don't believe in God. It is your right to express yourselves. And if making ugly-looking characters is how you express yourself, sure, there's no problem with that. But you don't infringe on anyone, or you don't prevent anyone or others to, make or express themselves by making beautiful, good-looking characters. And they claim it's so inclusive. How is that inclusive when you're excluding those who want to make good-looking characters? Anyway, a political engine. I'm not surprised if they claim they are apolitical, yet they are political. Because again, native English speakers, they don't understand words. What they understand is how they are programmed. These people are programmed. Yes, they are. They are programmed. Because if they weren't programs, they will realize that. If they weren't, excuse me. My allergy is acting up, so that's why I'm having a hard time speaking. Excuse me. Okay, now I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, they were programmed, because if they weren't programmed, they would eventually understand what people are telling them. But because they were programmed, they don't. No amount of explanation, no amount of proof, no amount of anything will make them understand. Unless it's like being hypnotized. If you don't know what the trigger is, then good luck with removing the hypnotism. Okay, so I see a couple of videos here from Hero Hey. One was like a day ago, and the other one was like 3 hours ago. I'm going to watch the first one. The one day ago, I want to know what this drama is all about.
Hey guys, so yesterday we talked about the situation with Godot Engine and how they made this particular tweet, which was seemingly in response to another tweet that they
Okay, so it's not Godot, it's Godot.
only had
Godot.
mere 8 likes, potentially even less at the time that they responded, because the 8 likes is as of recording yesterday. Anyways, they apparently found that 8 like tweet to be important enough to make that other tweet, the aforementioned one, on their main Twitter account, which ended up causing them to get backlash from various people online, including a number of game devs, many of which were also blocked by Godot Engine.
So it seems that Godot is Godot because they're woke now. They're supporting pedophilia.
Focus on their engine.
They're supporting child mutilation, and they are supporting child murder. There you go. That's the bottom line. Anything else is just
Pirate Nation that says
extra.
is also blocking people on GitHub. So the entire situation was
If
getting
you don't understand what I'm trying to say, you better do some digging, okay? It's all there in the internet.
Twitter
And even if they removed all those claims,
and ultimately.
someone else has a copy or screenshot of everything.
However, that's just
As they say, once it's in the internet, it never goes away.
video in the intro of this one, as we have a number of updates to go over here now. We have an official response from the Godot Engine Twitter account, as well as an update on the creator, and what seems to be a response of
These woke assholes are trying to add pedophilia
Let me mention that it seems
or,
that
turn or define the pedophilia as a gender.
for that, I think the proper
There you go.
is Godot Engine. That's what I'll say moving forward, and hopefully that's correct. Alright, so onto the updates. Godot
So since Godot is supporting wokeness, it's a religion, by the way. It's a belief, it's an ideology, it's a religion.
unexpectedly led to a wave of
Since they're supporting this,
staff and community
they are also supporting, because you can support something.
negative engagement overwhelmed.
If you're supporting something, you're not just supporting one part of it, you're supporting all of it.
Participating in the harassment.
You just can't say, no, we don't support pedophilia, but you support wokeness, or you support the woke religion, and the woke religion wants to push this
Swiftly rectifying
this agenda of turning pedophilia as a gender. So how can you say you support wokeness when you don't support that?
the statement.
So there you go. If you support,
Community moderator Xananax,
you can just support one part of something,
used by Xananax, moderator of an unofficial Godot,
especially when that something is part of a whole thing.
not hired by nor a spokesperson for the Godot
It's like
as an organization.
our
Own official Discord server moderated together with
it's like they're saying you support the Nazi, but you don't support the killing.
insane sounding rant.
That's just stupid.
Please check out the prior segment. As for the statements that we just read from Godot Foundation, they've also locked the responses on their tweets so that nobody can reply directly. However, people can respond in the quote tweets, so we'll take a look at some of those. Get a look at some of the public reception to these messages. First, another
There you go, guys. Seems that Godot hates you,
forcing
and as always, if something or someone hates you, you don't have to support them. Okay, you don't have to give them your money.
if you feel that you've been unfairly blocked by the Godot Engine X/Twitter account. We will then investigate what happened and unblock you if deemed appropriate. Email, record redacted as the email to be included with my response, your X/Twitter handle, and please link to your last post replying to or mentioning Godot Engine, or copy, paste the content, as well as at the bottom a reason to unban you.
And as always, they are victims. So they would do something stupid, and
As some are arguing that giving an email,
if everyone disagrees with them,
arguing that
they suddenly cower, and they eventually turn themselves into victims.
include your email address.
That is, you know, if you
After seeing
notice how the Chinese government
a few minutes ago,
works,
I wanted to go back to the Godot Foundation board
they bully everyone in Southeast Asia,
they're getting. So let's take a look.
from Vietnam
You know,
to, you know, the smaller countries in Southeast Asia, and then they would cry a victim, and they would cry bullying if a bigger country does it to them or do it to them.
other aspiring game creators,
So from aggressors to victim.
T saying
That's why I keep saying there are parallels
on the quote-unquote
when it comes to wokeness, the religion woke, and communism.
Xanax
They're like they're using the same playbook.
not on people to request on banning your.
I wouldn't be surprised if they are literally the same.
Conversely, Mag says this is a great statement. Reinforce the project's position and principles.
There you go, guys. You don't have to support any of this. There's a lot of games made from other game engines.
Not a platform.
As much as Unity is trying to be an asshole, but as far as I know, they're not truly assholes. They're not woke.
Just a small sample size. I don't want to go through too many of the messages.
Not sure about Unreal though.
Over on Twitter if you'd like. As for that
The good thing about
another tweet about this situation
Godot, it's open source, and someone already forked
using the N-word.
the entire thing, or maybe not just the entire thing. I'm pretty sure there are a lot of forks of
People dug up
the entire thing.
yeah, using the N-word. Of course, you would have to see them for yourself and determine if you believe that they're jokes or not. And I'm sure you can understand that I'm not going to be reposting those messages in this video. Responses to him include, only sorry when you're caught. Funny how that works every time. Another
Exactly. They're sorry because they got caught. They're not truly sorry.
person you were back then. Only now you're directing your anger against people you declare fascists by being one yourself. Sorry, but you're not an honest person. And once again, the more recent words being referred to there is the part that we talked about yesterday where this guy went on some crazy unhinged rant, where he was insulting anyone who dared criticize Godot's recent actions. To be quite frank, on him,
Look at that, how ironic. The filth of humanity calling
people
others who doesn't agree with his filth,
talked about earlier in
filth of humanity.
false response to Xanax.
Again, they're just a bunch of assholes, okay? And they need to be,
wrongfully
pushed away.
people only brought your near-decade-old slurs up to hold you to the same standards you held on to others. Moving on, we
That is why there's a saying, you don't give them an inch because they will take an arm.
you can see has
It is very, very true.
putting it into protected mode. And lastly, we also have an update on that apparent community manager who seems to be running at Godot Engine's Twitter account. That person, Nat, tweeting, "Hey, at Asmongold, can we get proof that you two take showers next?" This seems to be a response to a video that Asmon made on the situation yesterday. Asmon sees the tweet and responds with the requested image, to which Nat then responds as well, saying, "Granted, did not expect you to follow through, that's cool. Now that we've seen face to face, can you acknowledge that making..."
That's why you don't, they will keep pushing the goalposts. That's how these assholes, I just call them assholes. If you're woke, you're an asshole, okay?
include Valkamia saying,
If you're offended by that, then it means you're woke.
"Harder," and Nerd Wonder saying,
I think calling you an asshole is much better than calling you mentally retarded.
and very, very mean. Nat's also hiding a mass number of tweets.
Because it's an insult to
Some of them are just
those with mental illness, I guess.
from Mr. Ors, saying, "Can we get proof you're qualified to be a community spokesperson for an engine used by thousands of developers? Or maybe proof you have the development community's best interest in mind? You know, the community that actually uses the product you're supposed to represent?" That's just one example of the mass number of tweets that they're now also hiding on this account too. Similar to what we already saw going on over on the Godot engine account. Yet this is the sort of person that they thought would be a great idea to bring on as a community manager. Really shockingly bizarre stuff overall. The whole situation.
Again, guys, if you're a game developer and you have,
The updates.
a little bit of common sense,
Enjoyed my coverage. Please
I'm pretty sure you're really great at what you're doing. Just move your project to another engine. You don't have to support assholes. It'll just make you an asshole as well.
I am completely blown away.
Hey guys, so yesterday
Okay, going to give this one a like. This is from Hero High.
Bronxy.
And as you can see, there is a new video from Hero High. Let's go check it out.
Says 1 viewers, +1, 20 minutes and 57 seconds.
Well, it looks like we have yet another update today in the Godot situation. However, unlike
Godot Engine Alternative just got rated.
this one, as there's just too much stuff now. So if you're out of the loop on any of this, please consider checking out the last two prior segments. So we're back at it with Arthur, developer for
By the way, I'm going to
our rating Godot engine
focus this hour on the Godot Engine drama.
alternative to Godot. And if you don't know what Godot engine is, they describe themselves here as Godot engine is a new open source fork of Godot.
There you go. People with common sense has already,
October 4th.
you know, forked the project.
Share and let us know what you want to see us cover. They also condemned the recent actions of Godot engine, making this statement in response to Godot engine's official statement, the one that we went over yesterday, saying, "Sad to see basically they doubled down on this and then blamed the people who were banned. I'm shocked that they haven't blocked us yet, but how would they know since they seem to block any dev remotely critical of things happening?" Now going back to Arthur's tweet, the one where once again he said that extremists are raiding Godot engine's Discord to disrupt the attempt at creating an apolitical alternative to Godot, they had this to say. "Hello everyone, we just want to give a short update on the situation. 1. Our Discord had to pause joins temporarily because we had a massive influx of bad actors and trolls who were
Just ban them.
potentially harm our community. 2. Devs are working and
If
3. We knew
you
that
can ban their, what do you call this, MAC address,
something that happens. They want us to fail. 4. We have not
do that.
launched the project. That happens.
Banning by IP is not
Get a build ready for that.
reliable because sometimes IP addresses are dynamic.
Discord.
For example,
Guys, but we
in my case, my ISP would, you know,
very serious.
every day they would change the IP address assigned to,
However, just
I
an
guess,
hour ago, they issued
our internet connection.
We finally have gotten a lot of the background community management on the Discord resolved. Invite and bio should be good once again. We are incredibly pleased by the enthusiasm. However, some people are still not happy with Godot engine. For example, this response they got claims that they're the homophobic alternative to Godot, to which Godot would respond saying, "What
Yeah, that's their go-to word. Homophobic, transphobic, fascist, any kind of is.
community that
But there's only one word for them, and that is assholes. Just call them assholes. You're just an asshole.
about Godot
There you
and
go. That would shut them up.
to build good games,
Because there's nothing worse than an asshole.
they're gay and they'd rather use Rito than Wokot." And this one from someone who's bisexual and essentially says that they just want the engine to focus on being a good engine and not about personal politics. Going back to that person who called Godot engine homophobic, there's a rather interesting exchange in the responses to their tweet. Satellite Prime had said, "Just seems like a fork to me, one that might even address long-standing functionality issues." To which the OP Bread then said, "One that conveniently popped up during the outrage? You can make forks if you want to, but saying it's not there to just make a quick buck grifting to appease all the anti-political, anti-woke crowd is silly. Digital
Yeah, you're woke and you're an asshole.
should never mix. Politics should never mix with any form of entertainment." To which Bread says, "Games are an art, and all art is inherently political. Like, what do people not understand?" And Eason says, "People who genuinely believe this are peak midwit, who lack the ability to see art for the sake of it, or art that transcends beyond politics." Ultimately, here's my opinion.
No, they can't say it because they're a bunch of assholes.
I'm simply
Again, they have this. It's like going back to the old times when the Catholic Church is like trying to spread the word.
it's actually pretty
They would do like a lot of bad things.
for today on the situation. As always, let me know
That is what they're doing actually.
if you enjoyed my brief coverage today. Please consider
They're doing the bad things the other religions did like hundreds of years ago. which the older religions have learned not to do anymore, because guess what? It's wrong. Although there's still, I'm not saying that the religions today are all good. As I've said, there's always, in any group, there's always bad people. There is no such thing as a perfect group, community, race, or anything. There's always bad people in any group of people. But when it comes to wokeness, because it's like integrated into their belief. Being an asshole is part of their belief. If they can't, if you won't join them, then they'll be an asshole to you. There you go. So that's why it's part of their belief system. That guy, that guy rejects us. That guy is speaking out against us. Let's go and harass him. Let's go and contact his employer. Let's go and make bad or accuse him of this, and this. Let's go write articles claiming that he is this, and this. There you go. So as you can see, being an asshole is in the DNA or genetics of their religion. Okay, so this was like, let's see here. The Godot community firestorm 1 day ago. Okay, let's watch this one. This is from Asmongold. I'm pretty sure his take is gonna be interesting. And could be funny as well.
It's crazy to me that this company is letting itself be held hostage by...
Again, it's very... I don't know what's happening with this foundations or corporations. It's like they're not covering what's happening in the world of gaming. Have they not seen what happened to Dustborn? Have they not seen what's happening to Ubisoft? It's
a game engine.
I don't know. It's like, again, because they are programmed. That's how you know they're programmed. Because I'm pretty sure they know what's happening in the gaming world right now, or the gaming space. They all know that gamers are rejecting this asshole of a religion called woke.
People are like,
but if they know that gamers are in the gaming space are rejecting it, why are they still pushing it or doing it or embracing it? Because they are programmed.
People just don't like...
They have they don't have free will. They can only act on their programming. That's why. Because if they're not programmed, they have common sense. Obviously, they will realize, you know what? Our customers, the gamers, are not supporting this, and we're losing money. We're losing support. You know what? We should. I don't think it'll be good for us to keep on pushing this. Let's move on and go back to what we were doing previously, and that is like making good games.
I think a lot of companies have is that a lot of companies think that they can control the narrative with something like this. But I'm sorry to say, but this isn't true. If you want to talk about abuse, all you really have to do here is look at their own moderators. Look at this. I'm not going to zoom in on it because a lot of you guys probably can see it from here. But guess what the auto find word is? This is the N word with the hard ER. Like this is it, right? And sand N-word, sand N-word, snow N-word, shit N-word. What is this? What are we doing here? And so this is the website that's condemning the harassment and abuse. They have somebody who's a moderator who's fucking saying this stuff. Yeah, sir. And by the way, this was a long time ago. This wasn't like, this year. It was like years ago. But at the same time, don't go and act like you're above this stuff when you have people that have public logs of saying shit like this. It's not even a question. How is this person not fired? Well, this is the problem. So the abuse, this is a big issue that a lot of people have on the internet, is that they consider being disagreed with as being abuse. Like, I'm being abused because people are telling me that I'm wrong.
Says,
well, that's not the way
visit
the world
Cavalier
works.
Office KO5
and you see them, and this
Lent.
it's a very upsetting reality check, okay? Don't type it. Yeah, you don't need to be typing that stuff at all. And Wire Chat's comparing this to Concord. This isn't like Concord at all. This is just one moron. And that's it. Not seeing their point of view. Exactly. What did they do that was wrong? Was that moderator a moderator for the fan Discord and people believe he's official? Here's the problem, is that so if you look at the official Godot server and the Godot Cafe, the so-called unofficial server, what you'll see here is that a lot of the subreddit, all of the moderators are back and forth. So the idea that for like, oh wow, this is a completely separate group of people is not true, and there's a massive overlap between them. So that means that the moderators of the official server, if nothing else, are complicit with this happening. Somebody on both the official Discords linked on the site. Yeah, exactly. It's a council of clowns. Yeah, and they're in two different circuses here. So yeah. Well, it's Max sponsor. Yeah, isn't that pretty normal? It is, but it implies that their inclusion of these people, and also has this person been removed? Have they been removed as a Discord moderator? It's pretty simple. Have they or not? Nope, it's not mentioned. Exactly. And so you have a person that's going, they at you on Twitter. Yeah, I saw that. Don't worry about it. I'll look at it. They remove other people that fight against the bad moderator. Exactly. He's been tolerated in the community for years. Well, to be fair, people didn't really know about that. But the issue is that, so this is, I think, the problem, and it's the hypocrisy that a lot of people see. And it's nauseating for a lot of people to see somebody who is, blatantly using the N-word with the hard ER regularly on a very regular basis, talk about how other people are being hateful and bigoted because they're not seeing their point of view, or they're not agreeing with what they're
Again, there you go. That is
He's even saying the N-word.
the literal definition of bigotry.
Simultaneously,
They will accuse someone of being a bigot, yet they themselves don't see that what they're doing is bigotry. Because again, as I've said earlier, they don't understand words. And these are native English speakers.
this has nothing to do with the business. It has nothing to do
The
with...
reason for that is because I think they are programmed to be that way.
And co-opting this platform to turn it into a soapbox for their own...
And if they're programmed to be that way, then it'll be hard for them to see that what they're doing is basically, what they're accusing others of is basically what they're doing.
Good. Stop doing it then. While attempting to protect the Godot community, we mistakenly blocked individuals who were not participating in the harassment. What do you mean protecting the community? You mean protecting people's opinions from being disagreed with. The Godot Foundation takes full responsibility for these moderation actions. If you believe that you were blocked in error and have not violated our code of conduct, please contact us with the form linked below.
It's like rules for everybody else, but not for them.
We firmly stand by our mission to keep our community safe and free from hate, discrimination, and other toxic...
A bunch of assholes.
So even in the apology explaining why this happened, they're high-roading and demonizing people who disagree with them. This is it. Yeah, everyone proceeds to contact. There you go. I don't understand. If these people are blocked on the unofficial Discord, how are they managing the official X and GitHub? This is a really great question. Let's listen to this again. I don't understand. If these people were blocked on the unofficial Discord, how are they managing the official X and GitHub and ban them if they're not working for the main group? Great question. Amazing question. I think a lot of people are wondering the same thing. And I think the reason why, it's very obvious why. It's because it isn't a distinction. There isn't a difference. They're all thinking the same thing, and they're getting called out for it, and they're getting mad. By the way, they did not fire that idiot. Exactly. And so that's the issue. It doesn't make sense, of course. The same thing. That's why. And they're trying to imply that it's not the same people. Yeah, and it clearly is. So this is on community moderator Xanax. I'm not going to try to pronounce this. So this, by the way, is the N-word Andy. This is N-word Andy here. Loves using the N-word. I don't know if there's other posts recently of him saying other stuff, but that's the one. So this is the person who's been saying it on a regular basis. And also, by the way, he's doing a little double kill here, because the sand N-word is not just, you know, it's not like you're just discriminating against black people. It's also Arabs too, right? So you're getting a little double kill there. And so this is the person that they're defending and they haven't removed. We strongly condemn the harmful language used by Xanax, moderator of the unofficial Discord server. We want to clarify that Xanax is not hired by, nor a spokesperson for the Godot Foundation. As an organization, we have our own official server, moderated together with new volunteers, vetted by our own team. Well, who is a spokesperson? That's the thing. Is it the community manager that you hired that's blocking people? What is this? So yeah, maybe they're under contract with her and they could terminate. They must defend her. I don't know. I have no idea whether it's happening. Gaslighting the entire internet tends to work poorly. So yeah, this is exactly what's happened, is that basically Godot had a community manager that co-opted the official company platform to push their agenda and to basically like start using it as a soapbox for them to speak about like their opinion on social issues. And then after people push back against it, this community manager blocked a ton of them, even people that had financially supported or were at the current time financially supporting the company.
There you go. They just want your money, and once they got your money, they'll block you.
Like these people were like using language.
Guess what? Only an asshole would do that.
Discord moderator type stuff, right? And so it's been so problematic. The company has come out and they've had to make a statement about it. And in this statement, they've effectively gaslit everybody who's been reading it. And also, look at this here. So you have it to where nobody can reply. Whenever you post something that nobody can reply to, the reason why is because you're afraid of negative engagements. That's really the reason why. And so Godot disavowed the outed Discord moderator and even completely disavowed their own Discord server for years. I doubt this is going to fix much. Well, they didn't really disavow the person, because who owns the unofficial Discord? Because it's very clear that the moderators for the official Discord and the unofficial Discord are, in a lot of cases, interchangeable. So if the person who owns the unofficial Discord is one of the people that owns the official Discord or is a moderator for it, then they are indirectly condoning this. It's not even a question. They're not condemning it. They're saying we're going to leave this person on and they're not getting removed. It's not even a question. Of course that's how it works. Intentionally make hyper-inflammatory statement. Know full well what attention it draws, lie about it, and pretend you're a victim. A tale as old as wokeness itself.
Exactly. See, I'm not the only one who's, you know, there are 8 billion people on the planet. If I was able to
you label everybody who disagrees as a
think it like that, I'm pretty sure there are like maybe millions more.
A year ago,
Not just millions, maybe billions more who had the same thought.
I choose unity over Godot because I don't want anything where the community.
These people, they would act aggressively. They will be super courageous with what they're saying, even though it's wrong.
If you click
And once the public push back a little, they would cower in a corner and suddenly become a victim.
their website, you get an invite link.
That is
Spamming the N-word.
straight from the Communist Party playbook.
The problem is that all
And you don't have to look,
at the same time.
for example, anywhere, but you just take a look at how the Chinese government are doing things.
How can you be?
They always cry
Is this a real corporation? Maybe
and accuse bigger countries of bullying them,
that works.
but they don't see what they're doing with the smaller countries in Southeast Asia.
It literally is listed on the same page. It doesn't say unofficial. It says user supported, and the only other Discord is linked. Yeah, just look at it and see here. Yeah, Godot Forum, Discord.
I'm not saying the people of China are bad. It's the Communist Party,
You're supporting it. It's
the Chinese government, which is a communist government.
it's
I'm pretty sure with 1.7 billion people in China,
it's still a group of morons. It's
not all of them are bad people.
a wave of harassment. Fuck off. You hired a community manager with rice paper thin skin who turned
You can't make a generalization.
the asset and apologize properly. That's right. And so all of this has happened, and they have not fired the person who did this. You know,
most of them can't. They just can't do anything.
illness block
If they do something, they'll get
everybody.
they'll get themselves killed,
So yeah, this is,
or maybe re-educated.
it seems pretty obvious that they've I think they've alienated a lot of people, and I think that they know that. The way that you can clearly see that they know that is that every single one of these states.
That's why these woke assholes are, when they are called out, because they are used to getting what they want, and everyone agreeing with them, what in their own circle, in their own circle. Once they have an idea and put it out there in the public, and obviously, and then they will encounter people who disagrees with it. They don't know how to handle it, and the way they handle it, because they don't know how to handle it, they would handle it by calling those who disagree with them as bigots or any kind of phobic or any kind of
Need to understand is that every single time that you hear the word harassment, especially used by these kinds of people, I want you to immediately
see that even Asmongold is using the term "this kind of people."
It's just people.
Because everyone knows what kind of people are they. They are assholes.
Because they're so ideologically driven, they view anybody who disagrees with them as a personal attack because they're so emotionally
They
invested.
can't tolerate any idea that doesn't agree with them. Bigotry. There you go. Bigotry. And these people are so mentally retarded that they hate the only religion that tolerates them.
Significant
That's how mentally retarded these people are.
decline or anything like that. I think this is really what happens. I feel like in a lot of cases, one instance like this doesn't really mean that a company is going to like fall apart. And this is what happens, is that most companies can recover from like one fuck up like this. I'll give you an example. Like it's like the Helldivers 2 Discord thing. And like the Helldivers 2 Discord had a bunch of moderators in there that were like banning people for saying that furry art was stupid. Like I'm paraphrasing this and I'm just like kind of like saying it very quickly because it's not really the point. But like, please trust me, look it up if you want to learn more. It's fucking ridiculous. So the problem is that like you damage come on, Aspen, whenever there are people who disagree, there's 100% people who also actually harass. Yeah, but the problem is that if you categorize the people that are disagreeing with you, whenever you're not drawing a distinction between people like that, and you're saying that some people don't think this is accurate, if you're talking about condemning abuse, you're intentionally mischaracterizing what's happening in a way to make yourself sound like the victim. That's what's happening. Of course you're going to be harassed. Like, that's what's going to happen with anything. But to categorize the entire controversy as harassment is completely untrue. And that's why people are mad. Of course it happens. Like, if you have 1,000 people that respond to something, one person's going to be an asshole. But when you categorize the entire group of people,
There you go.
those handful of people that are the assholes, then you're basically making them look bad for no reason. Like, basically, they say something that's controversial, and then they take the most negative response, and then they characterize everybody who disagrees as that most negative response. So it's like, look at this, we said this, and then this one person is like this really bad person, and then they're like, well, they're all like this. Well, no, that's not true. That's not how it works. Everybody knows that. Basically, everybody is against this. People think that they're assholes. I don't think this is going to destroy like their, group or anything like that. But I think also you should really take into consideration that things like this damage a company or like a foundation, a group, whatever you want to call this. I'm not really sure what Godot is particularly. It damages their reputation in a very big way. And it does it's not like a binary thing. It's like when this happens and then something else happens in the future and then something else happens after that, people have less and less patience, you could say. And I think this is what happened with Helldivers 2. I think it's what's happened with Blizzard. It's what's happened with Ubisoft. It's what happens with content creators too. And I think it's a very general thing that happens. The give a shit meter tops out. Yeah, exactly. And people finally get fed up with it. So yeah, It's a business. Yeah, it is a business at one way or another, right? A little woke now, it won't get better. Yeah. And so I feel bad for the devs, bro. Imagine you're actually practicing Godot and this shit happens. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I think so too. It's basically if you allow like one mentally ill community manager to do this, the hateful language, and then here we go.
That's the thing is. The thing is that is the thing. They allowed, and then they even protected.
With so many other people, and there it is. So these are
They tried to gaslight the
example of what I've said many times.
the people or their own community. And when you do that,
Actually, the worst people.
there you go. If you do that, guess what?
This is the person who's this massive virtue.
Shit happen.
And if you go back in their history, they're constantly calling people the N-word and saying racist things all the time. So I think that, and the reason why this is problematic is that I think there's a lot of people that are like me that
They say you have no right of speech here.
bad guy. I see somebody who's
I guess, yeah, there you go. Another parallel
I don't want to
when it comes to.
talk down to me. I don't want to have you, patronize me by telling me like these different, issues are important and like I need to care about this and I can't disagree with this. I don't want to be talked. I don't want to be talked to this way, and I think that a lot of people feel that way, and I think that it's especially annoying when you feel this way, and then at the same time you're being characterized as some terrible person. They feel superior, yeah, and that's I think people are just sick of being gaslit and lied to. And so I'll look at a few more comments about this and information about this too. And it was not a tweet that led to the explosion of comments. While it has replies, it was not a firestorm. They created that on their own. It was their own actions of going on a hiding a reply and blocking spree that was out of control. They blocked everyone, platinum level devs too, just for questioning the blocking, the vast majority of which did not violate the code of conduct. They simply asked why they focus on games and to get out of politics. A lot of people, here's the thing. This is a big problem that a lot of internet activists don't really seem to understand, is that most people...
Again, they don't understand. They will not understand because they're not programmed. So in order for them to understand is you need to reprogram them.
They don't want to be taught.
Or remove the previous programming. Or reset them to their default.
When you see somebody who's making a statement that's obviously a virtue signal, which is 100% a virtue signal, people get fatigued from that because they don't want to see that. They don't want to hear that. Like, they don't want to have to be reminded that this is happening constantly because it has nothing to do with what they're trying to do. Yeah, no one likes that. Exactly. And so when you try to take every platform over and use those platforms as like your agenda, then yeah, you're going to alienate a lot of people. And so, yeah, they've had to come out and make a statement about this. They have kept the moderator. They have not fired this person. And they've also, inside of the unofficial server that served apparently as the official server.
The fact that they haven't fired the person involved is because they agree with that person's ideology. They are one whole family there.
So there you go. And I think actually there was even...
That is the only reason that I can see.
Let me make sure that I get everything.
As to why they haven't dealt with the person. Because, again, they believe in what that person believes in.
And asked for a new one. Key programmer mysteriously fired. Very much looking like wrong country affiliation. I'm not sure about that at all. But yeah, this actually confirms what the person in chat just said a few minutes ago. Is that it was basically the official server until, until recently, right? Least problematic Discord mod. Yep, there we go. They clarify the moderator used hateful language in violation of the Godot Code of Conduct as part of the unofficial Discord server. It doesn't represent them. Of course, absolutely. And Heidi isn't going to solve the problem. And this is always what people like this do. Is they go into protected mode and they block everybody who disagrees with them. I think blocking people is pretty much fine, especially on your personal account. But if you're going into protected mode and you're not willing to listen to what people are saying, there's probably a reason for that. And it's because reality isn't what you want it to be. Yeah, back into my bubble, exactly. And so, yeah, let's see here. Support his customers. He's not neutral. Redozio, you do not talk to your paying customers like this. If this was aimed at me, I'd take legal action at this. I have no idea. This is like somebody that responded to him, and then he obviously blocked this person. Big surprise. And then this is the guy that says that, you know, this is the N-word guy. In 2016, I made very stupid jokes involving the N-word. After being insulted that way in other communities, I directed those slurs at myself in derision. After realizing that was an insensitive thing to do, I didn't do it anymore after that. Yeah, then why don't you just delete the comments, right? I mean, it's pretty easy. Like, I mean, I don't know whether that's true or not. I have no problem with him making those comments and saying that. Like, if you want to use the N-word, that's fine. I don't care. Like, I'm not your fucking dad. But what I don't want to hear is I don't want to hear about how you're against, like, bigotry or racism. I don't want to be patronized by you. Like, you've effectively just lost your license to moralize to me. You've lost your license to tell me how to think. And I think that, again, a lot of average, everyday people are tired of being talked down to by people that characterize their personality through their mental disorders or drug addictions. I don't want to have this person tell me, like, how I should act, what I should think, what I should say, virtue signal to me, patronize me. Don't talk to me about how I need to live my life or what I need to believe. Ever.
Okay, so that was yeah. Okay, let's go back. So Godot in 100 seconds. Okay, so this was like 2 days ago, and this is from Vara. Let's go and look at this.
There are so many activists running rampant within the industry that every single week there's some new situation where a developer or a community manager is blowing up on social media at the very people that they need to support them, whether it's buying their video games or simply promoting their product. And that is exactly what is happening with the game engine Godot, because their community manager has caused irreparable damage to their image by going after anybody they disagree.
Well, I wouldn't say irreparable. It depends on the action, but it's not looking good, because it seems that Godot has been exposed as
membership. Now, if you haven't heard of
a game engine run by assholes,
it's had quite a big.
Because if they were not, then guess what? If I was running Godot and there's an asshole in the group, I would remove the asshole so that his assholeness won't affect the entire group. But what did Godot did? Instead of getting rid of the asshole, they gaslight
Support them monetarily.
Their community, which means they are also part of the assholes group, which means they are a bunch of assholes.
Appreciative, but nope, apparently not. So this all had just recently started. As you can see, Mark Kern, aka Grums, had made a few posts about it, saying Godot's community manager has created a huge crisis for open source game engines. What started off as virtue signaling with multiple rainbow flags and naming the engine Wokot has turned into a media disaster, and the CEO is desperately trying to calm developers. Now, yes, this all started because the community manager is a radical leftist activist, and they went on a power trip. They seem to be pretty triggered over the fact that their ilk are losing the culture war, and instead of allowing people to have different political opinions from theirs, they've now declared anyone who believes in get woke, go broke can, quote, fuck right off to the end of the universe, and they will be blocked and silenced immediately. So Godot, yes, over the past couple of years has been pretty woke, right? They're not just a group of people who happen to maybe have similar opinions. No, they definitely have promoted ideologies. They have virtue signaled for a long time. You know, they've always had the rainbow and trans colors on their Discord server icon, but it's only gotten so much worse.
Again, I have no problems
Because
with the only time, my only problem with the woke and this rainbow movement is
simply because people
their support for pedophilia.
media,
That's it.
the Wokot post
There you go.
really brought them a lot of negative attention.
Pedophilia and
That it was going
child mutilation, and I guess that would be also child murder.
to go
They all support that.
woke bot.
If you don't understand what I'm saying, well, guess what? You need to open your eyes, open your mind, listen to things,
Game engine.
and
Well then,
maybe stop playing games for a few minutes.
hashtag Wokot games below, and instead of actually allowing people to discuss what's going on, they are hiding tons of replies. I mean, as you can see, I could not sit here and read all of them because there are so many, and we're just talking about people commenting things like enjoy going broke as gamers refuse to buy from you. Let's see the hidden replies. Like, there are tons of people who are straight up mocking them, saying you guys are absolutely freaking ridiculous. And now this community manager is banning and blocking developers left and right for questioning this decision, and of course just saying, hey, I totally and completely disagree with you. Now, what's interesting is that there are people who are part of this team who are trying to damage control. More specifically, the creator has said, I deeply believe that any political discussion that's puts labels to a group of people is one that should not have started, as most of the people in this planet, no matter their political compass, seems to strongly disagree with me. I just prefer to stay entirely out of politics, which would be a fine statement, but this community manager is basically a rogue asset, someone who does not even agree with the creator's words. And if you tried to copy and paste the creator's words to the Godot account, they instantly block you, so they don't even want people discussing what the creator said. But we're also finding out that they are blocking titanium level funding partners, which is a massive problem in my opinion. So if you go to their website, the titanium level is basically $100 a month of financial support. And if you are a paying customer of something,
Again, guys, you don't have to give your money to them.
should be respecting you and listening to you and trying to understand your mentality, right? But
Because, again, they hate you.
entirely
Why would you give money to someone you hate? Or why would you give some money to people who hate you?
because they started
It doesn't make sense.
but it's
It's like giving
them, and now millions
someone who hates you a gun loaded with a bullet to kill you.
what they want. But
Or it's like shooting yourself with
layer to this, because not only has the
shooting your own foot, something like that.
irreparable damage to their image, because they want to own the chuds, right? Now we're also finding out that the mentality being pushed by moderators in their Discord is absolutely disgusting. So it really all stems from this one moderator who is not the community manager. I think it's important to point that out as clear as day, but they have gone on, Xanax here has decided to, of course, go on this spree saying, when you see these fuckos coming out of the woodwork to be imbeciles, you don't say things that can make people trying to defend themselves mistake you for one of them. Anyway, we need to ban all of these people, saying things like, we don't want them in this community. Anyone who opens their mouth about
See, there you go again.
to the end of the
They like saying things that we don't want you here. So once you, but when it fails, they would blame those who got out of there.
they're all evil talk.
Maybe the reason why it's called Godot is it means get out.
Absolutely disgusting things to say simply because you do not like someone's political opinions. You're allowed to have your opinion, I'm allowed to have mine, but to sit here and say that people need to be weeded out like vermin simply because you don't like
The reason why they're saying that is because they are a bunch of assholes.
mind, some of the people who use their engine may not know that any of this is going on. There are plenty of people who do not sit on social media all day and know about situations going on in the culture war, situations like this. So I'm not necessarily.
And guess what? Those are
Those using the engine.
Those are the real victims because
important.
they have no idea to what's happening, so they just keep working on their games, and then later they release their games and no one buys or play their game, and then at that time while doing marketing they are accused of being woke even though they're not.
Situations with unity with
Now those are the real victims.
But in proving that identity politics have quite literally seeped into the very DNA of video games, Epic Games has taken to encouraging developers who use their popular Unreal Engine to employ inclusive language in their respective titles' programming code. So this is not like new to the world of game engines, but it is definitely disappointing for a lot of people to see another company with a community manager who is pushing people away and also silencing monetary supporters. So I will be keeping my eye on this.
In the end, guys, just play
any apologies if any
games made here in the East.
They do see.
I'm pretty sure the Korean devs, they won't hate you.
That I really had to discuss in this video.
The Japanese devs, I'm pretty sure they don't hate you as well.
Just give it a like, and if you found it important and informative, do so. And if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either.
Okay, so guys, that's it. As they say, time goes by when you are having fun. Well, I didn't realize that it's already an hour because the topic is very interesting. At least for me, it's very interesting. It's a topic of another self-sabotage, okay? Why would you even do that? You know, gamers in the gaming space, at least almost everyone, yeah, sure, there's like a few, maybe 1% of gamers are woke. But are you really going to, sacrifice the profitability of your game, your company, just to cater to the 1%? That is so stupid. If you have common sense, you don't do that. If the 1% is complaining, just block it out. Obviously, they're not your customers. They're not your audience. But it's insane that companies like Ubisoft, Godot, Epic Games, they're catering to the extreme 1%. Eventually, they will realize that it's not a good idea. Maybe now, for Epic Games, they are getting a lot of success from their games, but only because they haven't, fully embraced the wokeness. They haven't made statements like, Fortnite is not for you. There you go. But once they go deeper, once they're in that, what do you call this? In that level of wokeness that they start hating their audience. Right now, they're not doing that because I guess they still have some common sense of, making money. Their goal is still making money. But who knows? Maybe in the next year, maybe in 2025, they will go out and embrace the woke religion wholeheartedly. Anyway, guys, that's it for the hour. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and if you did, please consider following the channel here in Rumble and Twitch. Subscribe to the channel in YouTube, and I'm not streaming in Kick right now because having problems with Kick. And oh, I forgot. Music in the background is by Kevin MacLeod. It's Welcome to the Show. It's licensed under Creative Commons 4.0, and you can download it for free at incompetech.com. Again, guys, thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Bye-bye for now. Remember, if something hates you, you don't have to give them your money. It doesn't make sense. Unless, of course, you enjoy the the feeling of being hated. That would be weird. But again, there's a lot of people in the world, almost 8 billion, so it wouldn't surprise me if there are people who enjoys being hated. Anyway, guys, that's it, and see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.